my current positioning is we're going to end up in this space, like particularly when we think of like marketing and messaging, right?
Mhm.
There's already, it's very clear when you can see that somebody has gone and just chucked something into some sort of a AI chatbot or something like
Mhm.
that and put up a post like that. And the irony of it is structurally it's not incorrect, but the reality was we never structurally wrote great pieces in the start. So now we've got AI coming in and creating these structurally correct posts, but now they're just looking the same as everybody else's, right?
Right.
So you get, there's the classic things, halfway down there's going to be so what I'm really saying
Right.
is kind of a sentence, right?
Yeah.
That comes from a and I actually wrote a post just recently on LinkedIn because I was like, gee, thanks, Chat GPT, because I am a person who loves putting emojis in everything. Like, you get messages from me, emails from me, it's got emojis in it. Just because, and like quite often,
Yes.
totally unrelated emojis, because I'm just like, where would you ever use this? Oh, I'll just chuck it in
Throw it
here.
in there. Exactly.
So so I am a person that loves using emojis, and I've always written quite conversationally as well. So I wrote this post on LinkedIn saying, gee, thanks GPT, because, Chat GPT, because now I look like some sort of a robot because I'm putting emojis and things and I'm writing in this really conversational style and stuff like that. So I was like, so now do I have to reinvent my own style? Like, so it was really interesting. And the feedback, people were just like, just be you. So, I think this is the other piece that we're getting to, right? Is I see already we're starting to see this change in appetite, I'm going to call it
Mhm.
change in appetite for authentic stuff. Not we've been through this phase, and it's so interesting how fast we got over it. Like, people are totally over messaging that's just created by, chat or Claude or whatever
Right.
you're using, right?
Yep.
And now they're looking for this imperfect, authentic, transparent kind of messaging.
Right.
And I think that that is going to be, like quite a transference. I think almost a rediscovery of our brand voices and that sort of thing,
Mhm.
because we've put it all into Chat GPT. We've I mean, I can speak for myself. I put some stuff into Chat GPT and I was like, that's amazing. That's really good. That is really good. I really like that. But I am um I'm so technical term that I call it, a smush person. I like to take multiple things and smush
And
them
just
together
push
and
it
create
together.
a new thing. Yeah.
Yep.
So I am very much that. So I would put into ChatGPT, say a piece that I'd written and say, can you finesse that? Then from that, it'd come up with something. I say, oh, that's interesting. So I'd have another bit more of a conversation with it, saying, what about this? And what about this? And how would you handle it if you brought in this idea? And da 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 da. So I felt like it was a collaboration rather than just an
Mhm.
output.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's that's interesting because I do the same thing, and I've since late 2022, early 23, when it really rolled out in its more primitive state. I right out of the gate thought, I think the best way to treat this thing is like it's an intern, but not one very precocious intern, not one that you would stick in front of your client, but somebody
Mm,
who's in your office that you're like bouncing ideas off of. What about this? Suppose it's this. Rather
totally.
than this rote sort of like, here, give me a LinkedIn post, copy, paste, dump it in, not review it, regardless of whether it's your tone of voice, any of that.
Yeah.
And which just that is so to your point, what happened is in a very short period of time, which is interesting, it didn't take that many years, that people said, I don't like this. I want human like behaviors because
Yes.
we're human social animals, and that's how we relate to that. So I still think it's good as an intern, and definitely someone like where you can bounce things off of as maybe even a more advanced intern.